Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Karamawian, and let's get straight to business. So this week I didn't go to a meetup, but I did go to the Dominican parade. And for those that don't know, I'm from the Dominican Republic. I just don't mention it much, but yes, I'm Latino. I speak Spanish. So I went, it was this past weekend, and fun. And believe it or not, I've been living in New York City since 2013. They do this parade every year in the Bronx and in Manhattan. And this is literally my first time going to the parade. Nevertheless, I had a lot of fun. And yeah, my first Dominican parade. And I hope I keep going to more moving forward. Now let's talk about coding. So this week, I'm working on the back end. So like I mentioned before, I really want to make sure that everything in the back end makes sense and is perfectly done before I go to the front end, because I already know how the front end is going to look like. I already know the UI. I already know where things are going to go. So that is the least amount of my concern. I just want to make sure that all of the features that are going to make this application, which is everything is being done in the back end. So just so you know, all I'm doing with React and TypeScript is literally just tapping into the endpoints, but everything else is being made from the back end. So if you saw my video last week, you saw that I'm working also on the documentation with the Swagger UI page. Right now I can't run it because I'm working on this portion and it's gonna make it crash. But every time you add a controller, I am adding the documentation. That way the backend is completely documented, so I can always either share this project with someone else, or I can always go back to it and, oh, this is what it does, and it's easier. So the flow that I've been working is management and tenants. So I'm starting first with the management portion. So I need to set up the buildings, the apartments, and then once I have this flow working, I can focus on tenants. As you can see here, I'm finally working and adding an entity with tenants, and there's still a little bit more things to add. But essentially right now what is happening here, I was working on view the application by status. So the status for applications for an apartment are pending, rejected, or approved. So here a management can check all the applications for a particular apartment. So here now I created the view a single application details, meaning the management can see a single application of an individual and see their application for the rental. And then what I was working on like 20 minutes ago, once that process takes place, I want to be able to the manager to either approve or reject the application. And something that I'm doing is making sure that if the apartment is occupied, I'm throwing this exception saying that the apartment is no longer available. So everything is falling into place, everything is looking good. And yes, it's getting there, because again, I already know how the UI is going to look. I just want to be proud of this project, because it's a real life application that I can show very proudly using my tech stack. So I added the table, which is for the lease application. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff that a tenant can add when they are applying for the apartments, or the ID, the email, the phone number, the emergency contact, whether he or she has pets or not, or real stuff. So I'm very looking forward to this project. It's going to take me a little bit, but it's going to be worth it, especially the end result. And then lastly, even though I can possibly show it, but I'm not going to, yesterday I started working on my personal portfolio, because for those that don't know, my goal is have 3 solid projects before starting to applying for jobs, and this property management is going to be my 3rd one. Next.js and Tailwind. So very simple, very straightforward. Here there's no components or UIs or libraries, any of that stuff. I'm just keeping it straight up, a page and the layout. I can show you like some of the pictures. I'm adding some pictures. So as you can see here, let me see, I'm using my headshot. I'm using a talk that I was given at one of the events, and everything is looking very nice. You're going to see it, and if you know me as a person, you're going to be like, that looks like a website that Izzy would make. So I'm very looking forward to the finished product, which essentially is. And I just need to make sure I finish my property management application, and then I just need to upload all of my projects into its own URL so people can access it. Even the resume, everything, you can download it and everything. But again, I don't want to show it yet. But I'm very happy of how it's coming along. But nevertheless, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.